There lived a village filled with happy and hardworking people. The women of this village were very hardworking that men from other villages come to ask for their hand in marriage. There was this particular family, the family of Ijeoma. The father came from another village and got married to the mother in this village. Together they had a beautiful daughter who they named Ijeoma. Ijeoma's father was a farmer, a very hardworking farmer, and he was known for his generosity. Ijeoma's father would go to the farm, harvest his crop, and share to the villagers in need. On this fateful day, he went to his farm as usual, but he met a big snake that bit him on his leg, and he was rushed home. Ijeoma's father was very ill, and lots of people came to sympathize with the family. He didn't make it at the end, and he died. A lot of people mourned with Ijeoma's family because of his generosity towards them. He was later buried, and lots of people came to pay their last respects to him. Ijeoma and his mother were very sad. They would cry every day. The death of the father really affected Ijeoma and her mother. Soon, Ijeoma started going to school, but as times went by, the mother was not able to pay the school fees of Ijeoma as she was sent home so many times from school. Then Ijeoma's mom called her one day and said, "Ijeoma, my daughter, we are going into farming." Ijeoma stopped going to school and started farming. She was a great farmer like her father. She would come home sometimes crying whenever she thinks about her late father. One day, a rich drunkard came to visit the mother of Ijeoma. He came with his friends and family and told them he wanted to get married to Ijeoma. Ijeoma came home and the mom related the news to her. "Ijeoma, my daughter, someone came here asking for your hand in marriage. I don't like him. He is a drunk. He is rich, but he is a drunk." Ijeoma replied and said, "Mama, I have heard you. Give me some time to think about this." Ijeoma, in her tearing eyes and in a sober reflection, thought about the old suffering the mother was going through. She said to herself, "I am going to do this to make my mother happy. I am going to remove her from this pain and shame, and I am going to marry this drunk regardless of whatever anyone was going to say." Ijeoma called her mother and told her she has made her final decision. In a tearing eyes, she told her mother, "I am going to marry him, Mama. Don't worry. He is going to change. I am going to change him. He is going to stop drinking." Ijeoma's mother couldn't stop her daughter from taking this bold decision, and she allowed her to get married to him. The wedding was done, and Ijeoma was about to leave with her husband to the city. The mother was not happy. She cried all through the wedding. Ijeoma reassured her mother that she was going to take good care of herself. Her mother escorted Ijeoma as she left the village to the city with her husband. Ijeoma traveled all the way to the city with her new husband. As they got to the city, Ijeoma sat her husband down and advised him to stop drinking. "My husband, a lot of people mock you because you drink a lot. Please, you have to stop drinking and let's make this marriage work." Ijeoma's husband reassured her that he was going to stop drinking. As day passes by, Ijeoma discovered her husband lied to her mother that he was rich. Her husband wasn't rich. He only gathered money from his friends to show off to the village people that he was rich and wanted to get married to Ijeoma. Ijeoma regretted marrying him. He would come home sometimes beating Ijeoma when he requests for money from her. Whenever Ijeoma refuses to give money to him, he would beat her up. Ijeoma had to bear the pains alone. She didn't and couldn't tell her mother that the man who pretended to be rich in the village was actually a pauper. She had to bear all the pains and sufferings alone. Her mother in the village was thinking Ijeoma's life had gotten better because she had told her mother that the husband was really a rich man and he had changed from drinking. Ijeoma endured the pains and suffering from her husband, and she later died a woman with no child and died a very painful death.